Good evening and welcome to Tavern 26 here in Campbell for another edition of the Campbell Memorial Red Devil Show. I'm Matt Maher, being joined this time by head cheerleading coach Dylan Bond. Dylan, thank you so much here for
Hi.
joining us.
Yeah. Hi.
Now, I know that we've had some concerns here over the fact that it's just been football hogging the limelight here on the show. Everybody's been wanting to get you guys on here, and we're happy to start here with the coach himself. Happy to have you here, and
I'm happy to be here.
just
This is
excited
exciting.
here. So, I believe this is your first year, right?
Yes.
As the head coach?
Yes.
So, I mean, just how's it been so far for you, just in general?
It's different. So, I've always been an athlete. So, I was a cheerleader in college and then obviously in high school. So then, now I'm, on the other side of everything. So, it's weird. But this is probably the best group of kids that I've coached in a really, really long time. So, I do have to say that, it's refreshing.
I mean, that's great to hear right there. A good group of kids, that's always important right there, that they're listening to you, you're listening to them. You
Yep.
said you cheered in college. Where'd you go to school?
So I went to Bowling Green State University, and then
Okay.
I cheered there. And then I went to Lowellville High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So just down the hill here.
Yeah.
All right, we won't tell anybody about that here. It's a Camel Show. All right, anyways. All right, so moving forward here. So we're talking about the group here, and obviously that's the main focus here are the
Yeah.
cheerleaders. I mean, they're the stars of the show here. What do you see from this group that maybe that just stands out to you as the coach?
They're hard workers. My style of cheerleading and my assistant style of cheerleading is just different from their coaching style before was old school, because obviously their coaches are really good, but they're old school. So a lot of the coaches nowadays are I don't want to say older women, but they're older. So cheerleading is the fastest and most diverse sport that is rapidly changing year after year after year, and they're so quick to change, and they're easy going, and these athletes are very open and receptive to change. We change everything. We changed the Ripple in the Fight song, which was really for them. We changed a little bit of what they're normal, what they're used to with cheerleading, and for the better. We've been complimented a bunch of times about how they just look good and they look like they're having fun. So I do have to say that they're great.
The game starts. Trying to set up for it, man. You're all mic'd up. Time's the game.
I think that's 7 o'clock in a few days from now. Had a fan coming over here and giving us a little bit of fun, making it easy right there for you, just keeping it nice and calm. So you say new and old style. So for somebody like me, I know nothing about cheer. I made that very clear to you beforehand. I'll make it clear here as well, because when I sound stupid, it's because of that.
No, it's okay.
Can you explain the difference between that?
So new school, old school versus new school, new cheerleading. Sorry, old school is very dancey. It's kind of more dance and more just laid back. And I feel nowadays cheerleading is very intense. It's very, very intense. Anybody who cheers nowadays knows that there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot more that goes into it than there was 25 years ago. So the new style of cheerleading is very tight, very collegiate, and that's what me and my assistant strive on the most. Is we want them to look more I don't want to say college, because that's kind of intense for high schoolers, but
Sure.
they look very collegiate, which I really like, and clean. New style of cheerleading is very clean and very sharp and very stiff and very almost robotic, but in a good way.
Robotic in a good way
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, that's not a bad way to say it here. Calling them collegiate, too, that's a lot of praise
Yeah.
right there coming from the coach. So obviously a lot coming here from these young ladies here in Camel. Going back to what we were talking about, though, here with just what you've seen from this team, just a little bit of a response here from them. How have they respond to your coaching style from what you've seen? Have there been any road bumps, any curves learning to adjusting rather to your coaching style?
Yeah, there's always going to be that way, because I'm also young. Me and my sister are younger, so there's that level of I always have to consistently remind them of we're not friends. I'm your coach, but realistically, for the most part, it's been good. I mean, obviously, there's a couple that are still a little they're trying to get used to how we coach, because again, they're used to the old style of coaching. So me and my sister are very hard on them, and in the nicest way possible, we're really, really hard on them. Our expectation is really high, and we don't let the bar lower ever. And I think that they're not used to that, and I feel there's been some pushback, but for the most part, they are really, really enjoying it.
And that sounds great to hear. Obviously, it's important here, especially in high school, that you're enjoying it. You said you're not friends with your teammates all there?
No.
You're not friends with your kids, at least.
No, we do have fun with them. We do have fun with them. We have a lot of fun with them. We have a lot of team bonding. So, like, we hang out with them all the time. Like, the whole team is together 24/7. Like, look at them.
Yeah, you got the whole squad over here listening to you, trying not to make you too nervous over here. So something that I think here about cheer is motivation here. That's obviously a big part of it here, because not only you're motivating each other, you're motivating the teams out there when you are cheering for teams, or even the crowd for assemblies or pep rallies or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you guys are at the forefront of all that stuff here. So these kids, they need to keep up that energy at the event that they're at. What have you been doing to help keep them motivated and having fun? Obviously, you just brought up that you guys are together. You have a lot of hangouts and whatever. So, I mean, just expand upon that.
So we have a lot of, like, pre-game rituals of, like, we hang out in the gym and, like, we listen to, like, I sent a Google sheet of, like, music that they like to listen to, and then I kind of, like, just made a playlist of all their music that they like, so it gets them really hype before we have to go out, and then just, like, consistently reminding them that, like, we're here to smile and we're here to have fun, like, even on, like, the days that we don't have the best energy, or, like, if the team's losing, or if we're, like, like, I don't know, if the energy's down, like, I've been told that, like, there was one game, I think it was our first game, that it was pouring down rain, and even the AD, like, looked at my assistant and I was like, the crowd has never engaged as much as, like, they have. Like, I'm always trying to get the crowd engaged, and, like, when I get the girls hyped, then they get the crowd going, which is really exciting. So yeah, that's how I keep them motivated, is, like, basically just making sure that it's their way. I give them a leeway of, like, what they like. So
just finding ways to just relate to them too as well. Like you said with that music, that list right there, making sure. Yeah, that's not a bad way to do it at all right there. Nice little coaching style right there. You brought up here that cheerleading is a sport. 100% agree with you on that one. And anybody who doesn't, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And there's also competition here as well. I remember when I was in high school, our cheerleaders went off to states one point.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking forward to that here, the competition part of it as well?
So I haven't like touched base on it, only because it's still kind of like it's been hush hush, but like I guess I can talk about it. So I got an email from like the head of states, and they wanted us to perform down there. So I think that we have a good squad to compete, and I feel like in the division that we want to go into, I feel like they would do really well, actually, like really well. And so, yes, it's been talking. We've been in the talks of like trying to make sure that we get them to compete, because they really like it, especially because I own my own competitive gym. So like when I bring them there for open gyms, they like to like hang out and see everybody. Like they get excited, because that's what makes them want to do it. So
I mean, that's awesome right now, right here, a little bit of a first. They're going off to states here. Yeah. At least they're looking forward to that, being part of that competition. Good luck down there. That's going to be really cool. Can't wait to see how you guys do, and hopefully bring home that first place title, or how it all works down there. That's great to hear. So I kind of like to shift focus here. We've been talking about the girls a lot. We'll talk to a few of them here later this evening. We'll talk a little bit more about you here. Okay. We're not going to go too in-depth here, but we will. I'm kind of curious here. Who would you say has been your biggest source of support, not just necessarily as a coach, but just in general?
Like a person?
A person,
just like, so my fiance. So he was on UCA staff, and then I was on NCA. So like him and I met when I was in high school. So like his style of cheerleading, and like how he like mentored me, I guess you can say. Like he was very, like, when I was in high school, and he wasn't my coach, but he was of course working for like a competitive company. So like his motivation really keeps me going, and like he's consistently reminding me that like this is just a sport, and this is my sport, so like I should just be myself. And if I didn't have my fiance, like I probably wouldn't be in the sport. I really wouldn't.
Want to give a more specific shout out to him out there?
I love you.
That's great to hear. Obviously, family is something that's been very important, a big theme here for everybody we've talked to. Football players, great to hear. That's important for you as well.
Yep.
Congratulations on that as well with fiance. Hey,
thank you.
hopefully everything goes well with your big day. That's going to be fun, exciting. Can't wait for that for you. Who would you say has been your role model? Not necessarily support, but your role model, somebody that you look up to.
Probably my college coach, Tyler. He was the craziest coach that I've ever had, and it was so much fun. And then same thing with one more around here. Her name's Barb Horvath. She was the owner of the gym that I now own, but she literally is the reason why I went to college. So she's one of my biggest role models.
You say you own a gym. What's the name of it?
It's called Steel Athletics Cheerleading. So it's formerly known as Steel Valley, but my fiance and I took it over, and thus now have Steel Athletics.
Well, you got to make it your own a little bit, right?
Yeah,
If you buy a business, you got to make it your own. You got to have your own identity.
She retired, so we retired the name. So we were that's her.
It's her legacy. Now it's your turn for your legacy.
Yes.
That's awesome to hear right there. Shout out right there. Go check them out. All right, so role model, we went over your big source of support. We got this menu right here in front of you. The final question I'll ask you.
Okay.
Have you been here to Tavern 26 before for any meals by yourself?
Okay, so what if I told you I've never been?
That's okay. Hey, we're happy to have you here right now, and first time for everything. So if you haven't been here, I usually like to ask what your favorite menu item is, but we'll give you a second here to take a look.
Okay.
What would you say stands out the most to you? What looks the best to you?
Okay.
It could be anything. It could be an appetizer, entree, a drink. Maybe steer away from the adult beverages, but
I got it. See, I'm even when I go out to dinner, I'm a chicken tender kind of person.
all right.
I have a really I haven't expanded my horizons of what I like to eat.
Most of my friends haven't either, so neither has my sister.
Listen, chicken tenders and fries are the way to go. You can never go wrong with it.
Yeah. I've heard they've got some pretty good chicken here as well.
Okay, maybe that buffalo chicken dip, that looks really good. The buffalo chicken
dip right there.
That looks really good.
So a nice little
Probably
appetizer
that.
right there. Yeah, that's great to hear right now. Obviously, Tavern 26, great food, really reasonable prices here. Everything around 12 or below right here for any meal you get. I mean, you can't pay anything better. On Wednesdays, their specials here are chili dogs, 5 for $10. That's not a bad deal at all. Look at his eyes get right there. I mean, that gets him excited.
I might just be getting those before I leave here.
No, go for it, 100%. They let you get it to go, obviously, so go for it, 100%. Well, hey, Dylan, thank you so much for taking the time talking with us. It's great getting to know you, getting to know more about this team here. Can't wait to see you guys out there Friday night, and as well, down there in States coming up here.
Yes.
It's right around the corner.
I know.
Blink and you'll miss it. Good luck down there, and good luck the rest of the season. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.